Welcome to Claude Code News. Version 2.1.83 just landed, and it's one of the biggest patch releases in recent memory. New hooks for reactive environments, transcript search, enterprise policy improvements, credential scrubbing for subprocesses, and a staggering number of stability and performance fixes. Let's break it all down. If you're managing Claude Code across teams, here's a big one. Alongside the existing managed-settings.json file, there's now a managed-settings.d directory where separate teams can drop independent policy fragments. These files merge alphabetically, so each team owns their slice of configuration without stepping on each other. This is the kind of composable policy management that makes enterprise rollouts actually sane. Two new hook events land in this release: CwdChanged and FileChanged. These let you react to environment changes in real time. The classic use case is direnv integration, where switching directories should automatically load the right environment variables. Hook into these events, and Claude Code becomes a much more context-aware tool in your existing workflow. Security teams, this one's for you. Set the environment variable, Claude Code subprocess, NV scrub to 1, and Claude Code will automatically strip Anthropic and cloud provider credentials from every subprocess environment. That means bash tool calls, hooks, and MCP-stdio servers. Your API keys stay in the parent process and don't leak into child processes you might not fully control. Long sessions just got much easier to navigate. In transcript mode, that's Ctrl+O, you can now press / to open a search bar, then use N and Shift-N to step forward and backward through matches. If you've ever scrolled through hundreds of turns looking for that one command you ran an hour ago, you know exactly how valuable this is. Agents can now declare an initialPrompt in their frontmatter, which gets auto-submitted as the first turn when the agent starts. This means you can ship fully self-starting agents. No manual kickoff required. Combined with the background agent improvements in this release, it's a solid step toward more autonomous multi-agent workflows. Non-interactive pipeline usage gets a meaningful speed bump. Startup with unauthenticated HTTP or SSE MCP servers is now around 600 milliseconds faster thanks to overlapping connection work that previously happened sequentially. If you're running Claude P and CI pipelines or scripts that fire frequently, that time adds up fast. A handful of quality-of-life improvements round out the release. The Ctrl+X, Ctrl+E binding now opens the external editor as a readline native alias alongside the existing Ctrl+G. Pasted images show an image chip at the cursor so you can reference them by number in your prompt. Interrupting a prompt before any response is received now restores your original input so you can edit and resubmit without retyping. And /status now works while Claude is mid-response instead of being queued. This release closes out a long list of bugs. On macOS, Claude Code was hanging on exit and leaving a caffeinate process running that prevented sleep. Both fixed. A startup freeze of up to 8 seconds when voice input was enabled is gone, along with ALSA errors corrupting the terminal on Linux systems without audio hardware like Docker or WSL. The screen no longer flashes blank after being idle. Diffs on very large files no longer hang indefinitely. They time out after 5 seconds and fall back gracefully. And background sub-agents that went invisible after context compaction, potentially spawning duplicates, are now properly tracked. On the MCP and session side, the MCP config flag was bypassing managed policy enforcement for allowed and denied servers. That's patched. Claude.ai connectors like Slack and Gmail weren't available in single-turn print mode, also fixed. SDK session history was losing data on resume due to hook messages forking the parent UUID chain, and remote control sessions were incorrectly showing as idle while actively running. Scrollback jumping to the top when the model started or stopped thinking is also resolved, making long sessions much less disorienting. That wraps up the highlights for Claude Code v2.183. It's a broad release, better enterprise policy management, reactive environment hooks, credential scrubbing, transcript search, and a mountain of stability improvements across Mac OS, Linux, Voice, MCP, and Sessions. If this was useful, hit subscribe to catch every release as it drops. See you next time.